Hi guys, Josh here, and I played Critter Café so you don't have to. This new cozy cafe management and puzzle game is releasing on November 26th for Steam and Nintendo Switch. I received the Steam key from the publisher Secret Mode, so I could check it out early with all of you. So that's what I did. I will walk you through my experience with the game, and if it helps you in any way, whether I save you money, you enjoy the video, or you find that Critter Café is something you might enjoy, then leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content like this. Let's begin. Here's the main menu. So far, so good. I start a new game and here's the plot. A long time ago, a witch sailed across the stars and brewed potions that opened up doorways to fantastical new places, rescuing lost critters along the way and becoming friends with them. This tale captures your childhood imagination, your dreams, and here we jump into the character creation. Still, so far, so good. The chibi style might not be for everyone, but I think it goes well with the childhood dream vibes that the game is going for. There's a fair amount of options to choose from, and there will be even more to unlock later on. My friend Jessica invites me to this place called Gold Leaf Isle and gives me this whole cafe for no other reason than an exciting opportunity, just for fun. If anyone knows where I can find friends like these, let me know. The place definitely needs a bit of work, so I delete all of the broken furniture, the cardboard boxes, and I replace them with new seats and tables. I'm ready to work. I interact with the cash register, and I go to the door, anxiously waiting to greet my first customer. No one is coming to the door, but wait, I'm not sure how it happened exactly, but this person just popped up on one of the chairs. One thing you will notice with Critter Café is that you're the only person that can walk. Everybody else just teleports all the time. I talk to the customer to take their order, and they want a coffee. I interact with the mocha pot. The coffee is somehow already hot and ready, and I pour it into the cup by holding W and releasing when it's over the green line. Perfect. And look at that, they have two friends joining them already. They both want coffee. I pour the first one and the green line is pretty high, but for the second one, the green line is not even in the middle of the cup. I'm thinking, oh, maybe one is like a large, the other one is a small. They're just ordering different things, but that's not really the case as it does not matter at all which coffee is served to which customer. I get that the developers wanted to make the minigame a bit different each time, but I wouldn't go to a coffee shop that gives random quantities of coffee, and I think they could have made a fun minigame all while having something that made sense. So I serve coffee like that for a few minutes, then the shop closes and here are the results. I get some experience based on my performance with the minigames, I gain some cafe reputation points, and once I have critters, that will increase my bond with them. Then I receive a strange letter telling me that the islanders are already charmed by me and my delightful cafe. It really doesn't take much to impress them, but thirsty islanders are not the only ones who need my help. Before helping what I assume will be the critters, I unlock the latte machine. Things get unlocked automatically by raising the cafe reputation and advancing within the story. There are no upgrades or skills to choose from, it's an entirely linear progression. Now everybody wants lattes and I have to press W or A at the right time to make latte art. I'm drawing vehicles, stars, I'm doing pretty good and I'm sure you're wondering how people react to my art. So here's the average reaction from a happy customer. Once they're done with their drink, customers simply disappear, you don't need to take their money, in fact there is no money. Similarly, when we approach closing time, all customers who did not order just teleport away. So the only thing you do is take the order, do the minigame for that order, serve it, that's it. After this second day, I receive another strange letter, but this time it comes with a glass bottle. It's asking me if I'm ready for an additional challenge. I don't know if I will be able to handle it honestly, but let's give it a try. I have to go to the beehive in Honeycrisp Grove and bring the bottle to the rift there. I'm so ready to explore the world, I interact with the door to leave my cafe, and I select Honeycrisp Grove on the map to go there instantly. Here I am, the first thing I see is this scooter. Maybe I can drive it around, let's try, but no, that just opens up the map to teleport again. So I'm in Honeycrisp Grove, I can hold shift to run, and that is a gripe I have with so many of these bad games, but you need to hold shift the whole time you're running. There is no stamina, there is no reason why anyone would not want to be running, so you're just holding shift the whole time you're playing. I looked at the settings and at the time of making this video, there is no way to make it so you don't have to hold shift. There's absolutely no point to this mechanic, it does not contribute anything good to the game, just let me run. So after a little bit of running, I find the rift around the beehives, I pour the contents of the bottle on it, and this portal opens up. A mystical voice greets me, welcome to the Otherlands. This is a strange and beautiful place, but others might not find it as easy to navigate as you do. Well, I don't know who these other people are, it's really not that hard, it takes me about a minute and a half to push a few blocks around, and I make it to this critter. We exit the portal together, and that's the end of the first rift. I unlock a new place called the Habitat where I can take care of my new critter. When you first unlock a critter, they are frightened, so you need to play with them, brush them, or wash them in order for them to be comfortable enough to work in the cafe. That is the only time in the whole game that you need to use any of these interactions. It is cute seeing your critter being brushed for the first time, but it doesn't serve any real purpose in terms of gameplay. It does not add anything. We return to the cafe, and now I can pick my new critter to work with me. Are they going to make the customers more patient? Are they going to take orders? No, they just wander around and don't interact with anything or anyone. That being said, at the end of the day, my critter bond increases and eventually they will be able to provide some passive bonuses. Critters are also necessary for Café Bookings, this brand new feature that looks quite interesting. Groups can book the cafe for a special event, so they will request a color, a theme, and critter preferences. For example, here we have 3 customers who want a brown coffee date and a critter with a long tail. I'm gonna have to decorate my cafe, prepare something, it's gonna be this big thing and I'm so excited. But that's not really it. There's a first menu where I have to pick a brown furniture from a list of furniture I have access to, and then for the theme, there's another menu where I have to pick the coffee machine, and then one last menu where I have to pick my critter, and yes, you can't see it from here, but it does have a long tail. You just go through these 3 menus, pick the obvious answers, and then there's a cutscene with the critter jumping around and people being excited. Somehow, I did not get points for the furniture. I thought this chair was kind of brown. I think the game might be counting it as gray or maybe green because of the leaves, but details aside, that's really all there is to the bookings mechanic. They could have done something so cool here, but they missed that opportunity. My critter had its stamina depleted after the booking, so I go to the habitat, give him a treat to restore its stamina, and we're ready to get back to work. Customers are ready too. They got here before I even opened the shop. They're all seated and eager to try my new products. I have 2 new offerings, which means 2 new minigames. So here I have to press W when the knife is over the line to cut the cake. And customers can also place orders from this little bakery display. If they have a notepad icon above their head, they want something from the display. So I go to the display and watch out, there's a memory game here. 1 bowl of candies, 1 sandwich. Can I remember all of this? I need to concentrate. I pick the bowl of candies. I pick the sandwich. Yes, perfect, I did it. Okay, now I need chips and cheesecake. Yes, I got it again, I'm so smart. And just like everything else, it doesn't matter who I serve it to, because once the minigame is done, it's all the same. So I have items from the display in my hand and I can give them to any customer that has the notepad icon. So then what's the point of memorizing the orders if you can just give anything to anyone? I don't expect video games to have a flawless logic. Sometimes you gotta break that logic in a game to make things fun, but nothing really makes sense here and also nothing is really fun. After this silly memory game, I'm feeling like maybe I'm not the target audience for Critter Café, but even then, kids are smarter than this, and kids deserve games with fun, engaging gameplay mechanics too. I'm just running to one customer, back to the kitchen, minigame, back to the customer, and it feels like nothing really matters, people just appear and disappear. I don't lose anything if I can't serve a customer, and besides the performance during the minigames, there's no way to truly be good or bad at Critter Café. Usually in a cafe or restaurant management game, multitasking and time management are important. Whether a game is easy or hard, not every game has to be difficult, but you're gonna have to do things like brew the coffee in advance so it's ready when the customers ask for it, put the cake in the oven and don't let it burn, grab the actual food that they asked for from the display, make customers pay, clean their table, hire staff to help you, but here there's none of that. It's the same back and forth over and over again, with no room for planning, strategy, progression, challenge, getting better, messing up. There is nothing to make the game fun, no pleasure, no satisfaction, nothing, it's empty. At least if the cafe portion of the game doesn't work, there's still the puzzle portion, and I just unlocked the hammer, so let's see if things get more interesting. I go back to Honeycrisp Grove, and this time I have to open the rift in the orchard. I meet a few characters on my way there, and when I told you I was the only one who could walk, I was not kidding. No one is moving, no one is talking, well, they're making some weird sounds, but I can't interact or have any conversation with them, and things quickly go from cozy to eerie. I open the portal, and now, in addition to moving blocks, I have to break some stones with my hammer. There's no real puzzle or challenge yet, but it's only the second rift, so I need to play more to see how the game evolves. When I come back with my new critter, customers are once again already here. I serve them, I feel bad for whoever will be getting this third of a cup of coffee, and then it's officially the end of the tutorial. I'm now entering free play. In other words, all of the mechanics have been introduced, this is the game. I decide to customize my cafe. At the end of each day, I unlock a little bit of furniture. Sometimes when I explore, I find some clothes as well. And I have enough to change things up a bit. I like how you can change the color of each piece. That is a nice touch. You can also change the curtains, the walls, the floors. I had toys and things for critters to play with. They will not use them. And this is how my cafe looks now. Since there's no money in the game, you can use any of the furniture as much as you'd like. For me, I like having to work to purchase something, but in the end, it doesn't matter as furniture doesn't really matter or do anything. If you have chairs, customers will appear on them. Anything else is purely cosmetic, even the tables. I'm not motivated to unlock more furniture or to decorate too much, since all of it feels so meaningless. If I just wanted to decorate freely, there are tons of great games that do that so well already. I go to yet another Rift. This one I finish in 1 minute, just 1 minute, and it's almost like I'm playing a prototype, a proof of concept, and I'm a bit baffled at how the developers managed to find a publisher, and that now the game is fully releasing and people are hyping it up. With the rise in popularity of cozy games in recent years, I feel like more and more developers and publishers are just hopping on the trend, adding the words cozy or wholesome everywhere when promoting their games, and thinking that will be enough to make them sell. Good cozy games do not have to market themselves as such, players are just calling them that because they're actually fun and relaxing. So that's always a big red flag for me when I see cozy, for example, on a Steam page, in a game description, or even worse, in the title. But let's go back to our cafe. Since furniture doesn't matter, not even the tables, I delete everything and I place 10 chairs right next to the kitchen. The customers will just pop up closer to where the food is and I will have less running around to do. It does look a bit soulless, a bit ridiculous, but that is how the game is encouraging me to play. So I run my cafe, I go into more rifts where I notice that tutorials are still shown for basic mechanics like how to move a block, as if I had not been moving blocks for every single puzzle. I do more bookings, I play with my new critters so that they're not frightened anymore. It's the same cycle over and over and over again, and at no point does it ever feel rewarding. Even the critters, they don't look too much different from each other, and there's no excitement in finding a new one. After repeating that cycle way too many times, I unlock Emerald Bay, a new area where I'll be able to find new rifts, but it's much bigger than Honeycrisp Grove, meaning I will have to hold shift and run for longer. Just being able to ride my little scooter here would make such a difference. I also unlock a boomerang, so there's finally another layer to the puzzles where I'll sometimes have to throw it at these targets. The aiming is very clunky, and hitting targets will make some platforms move. The boomerang can also destroy Ember, these green stones that I was breaking with the hammer earlier, so the hammer is now useless in most cases. The rifts and the puzzles within them do get longer, but never challenging or rewarding. I eventually unlock a third and final tool, these wing clips that I can use to jump on these little panels. So puzzles are getting slightly more involved, but everything in the cafe and the rest of the game is the same, no evolution there. I played this game for 2 hours and I had to really force myself. I wanted to get the wings and keep going to see if other mechanics were going to get introduced, but I think it's time for me to fly far, far away from Critter Café. There is supposedly 12 hours of content in here, but I can't imagine how anyone could make it through all of that willingly. I like to give every game a fair chance. I know that some games can take a while to get started. You don't like them after 1 hour, but you do after 5 as more things get added. But the pacing or progression is not the real problem here. The problem is no part of the gameplay loop is fun nor rewarding. Running the cafe is just doing the same minigames over and over again. It gives you experience after which you can progress in the story by going into the rifts, but the puzzles in the rifts are tedious, and I say this as someone who does like puzzles. Then you get an underwhelming critter that doesn't do anything meaningful, you unlock furniture that also doesn't do anything, and you go back to running the cafe to unlock another rift that's going to feel just as tedious, so it's extremely shallow and nothing is pushing me to keep going. Visually, the game looks cute, it performs well, I've not encountered any bug, but that is not enough. You need a proper game under all of that, and at this point I don't think updates or patches could turn things around. You would need to revamp the whole thing. It's really sad to see games being released like this where no one in the process is like, hey, this game is not fun, we can't sell that. In the end, it doesn't look good for the developer, the publisher, or anyone, and whoever ends up buying it will most likely regret it. If you want to play a cafe management sim, Magical Bakery released earlier this month. I can't vouch for the full game as I've only played the demo, but I had a great time with it, and in 1 hour I could at least see that there was a proper progression, lots of things to unlock, actual time management mechanics, a proper gameplay loop, and lots of things to do when running the bakery. Lemon Cake is fun too, reviews are mixed and it does get grindy, but it is infinitely better than Critter Café, and when I say infinitely, I'm not exaggerating. If you want a cozy, cute game for a young kid, Or if you want to decorate and just have a chill time, then there's Animal Crossing. That's also one thing with Critter Café, I'm not too sure who the game is targeting, because when I was playing the minigames, I felt like they were aiming at a younger audience. But on the other hand, I think most kids would get really annoyed with the puzzles. Overall, I cannot justify playing Critter Café and I cannot recommend it. I said what I had to say, I'm getting passionate about this, but let me know what you think of Critter Café. Have you played the demo, the full game? Did you get a refund? Or maybe you're having the time of your life, and if so, that's amazing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. I have a whole playlist of bad games if you want to save more money. I also have a playlist of reviews if you want to hear my thoughts on more normal, balanced games. So watch something, have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.